and everybody and the whole of Nigeria has resumed from the long holiday. It's a beautiful morning this day on this Monday, 5th of January 2026. My name is Fumi Bangala, and it's such a pleasure to be hosting this morning. How are you? How are you doing? How's everything with you? Hope you're well. Excuse me. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope everything is well. How was the long holiday for some of you who shut down for the year? For some of you who also had Thursday and Friday free. I'm still side eyeing my colleagues who had Friday free. We've been working. Interestingly, I was saying to my husband this morning, I said, "Oh, I'm going to the office the first working day of the week," and then he side eyed me, and I didn't understand why he was side eyeing me, and I kept on saying, "Where are you going to?" I said, "I'm going to the office." It was like I kept on saying first working day of the week, and he could not understand what I was saying. I couldn't understand why he was side eyeing me. Sha sha sha. He goes, "Haven't you been working since?" I said, "Oh, I have." It was such a rude realization. I was like, "Oh yeah, didn't get any day off, didn't get anything off. We've been working all through the clock. I mean, around the clock. How they say, yeah, round the clock, because we're essential services, and we get to provide news and just make sure that we're your company for the day." But yeah, with that being said, good morning once again. You're welcome to the Full Breakfast Show on Women Radio 91.7 FM. The newspaper review segment is where we are in now. We are live on YouTube at WFM 917, and you can follow us at WFM 917 as well. And you can listen to us on the go, www.wfm917.com. You can listen to us as well. Okay, now that is out of the way, let's get into the updates. The headlines for this morning. I'm not sure everything is happening me, Lori. So let me start with the Punch newspaper. Tinubu orders manhunt as terrorists kill over 40 in Niger State. We are going to get into that this morning because sad, 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 sad news this morning. Next up, we have Falana slams judges freeing alleged security funds looters. Next up, we have Guardian in the Guardian newspaper. National Assembly certified copies validate concerns over alleged alterations to tax laws. Next up, we have Tinubu Kagame meet, expand diplomatic relations. Finally, in the Guardian newspaper, we have Lilu killings, declare state of emergency, youths beg Soludo. In this day newspaper, we have Tinubu, terrorists have tested Nigeria's resolve. They must face full consequences. Next up, we have stop disrespecting Fubara to please Wike. APC National Secretary tackles Giadum. This one I'm actually looking forward to because to speaking with our analyst on, because I'm tired. I've been seeing quite a few updates with regards to this still, and I'm just like, please, what's going on? What exactly is going on in River State? What exactly is going on with Wike, with Fubara, with APC and PDP? If somebody knows, maybe they can call me to tell me, because I don't understand. I don't. It's just so confusing, and it's surprising I'm saying confusing, because why should Nigeria and all her shenanigans be surprising me? But sometimes where your surprise ends, you see more. It's like these people keep on uncovering ways to just yan your lenu, and it's just so, I don't know. It's mind-boggling. Lastly, in the This Day newspaper, we have federal government pledges electricity supply improvement in 2026. Adupero pleads for patience. We're hoping that this happens because the weather has been really, really hot. Light has been quite unstable and has been quite epileptic as well. So hopefully we see an improvement, because we can't be talking about, bad electricity supply in 2026. Please. Daily Trust, we have how bandits killed 60 in Niger market. Next up, we have ADC tickets, Kwankwaso to editing ticket, Obi Kwankwaso to battle Atiko. Glad to be talking about this with our analyst this morning as well. The National Assembly disowns gazetted tax laws as well. Next up, we have in the Vanguard newspaper, New Year bloodshed in Niger State, 42 killed in deadly terror attacks. Next up, we have Kwankwaso sets merger terms, demands presidential or vice presidential slot. It only happened. Tax laws. We have controversy over gazetted copy won't distract us, says Adedeji. Next up, we have in the Premium Times, terrorists reabduct some Papiri school pupils during fatal Niger attack. Tinubu condemns terrorist attack in Niger, orders security chiefs to apprehend perpetrators. Next up in the Nation newspaper, we have hunt down terrorists, Tinubu orders. When I saw this, this has been in most of the headlines, the dailies this morning, and I was like, sir, you are giving order. I don't understand. Why are you giving order? Just let them. I don't. I'm at a loss for words, and I'm not plenty times at a loss for words because what do you mean hunt down terrorists? Allegedly you know about them, allegedly you know who they are, so what do you mean? Who are you talking to? Don't get it. Nema confirms 25 dead, 14 missing in Yobe boat mishap. 16 feared dead in Jigawa Kano mishap. God have mercy. um and the cable newspaper, we have presidential aide shares AI generated image of Tinubu meeting Kagame in Paris. Me, I don't understand. Because why is it? Well, I saw it this morning and I was like, huh? I just didn't have the power to go into it because I was just like, what do you mean AI generated image? Did they meet or they did not meet? Why is an AI generated image being shared? I mean, so many questions. NRS chairman asks security agencies to be vigilant over rumors of protest against tax laws. Next up in the Daily Post, we have insecurity. Niger State's Governor Bago expresses sadness over terrorist attacks on communities in Borgo local government. Next up, we have Tinubu orders military, police, DSS to hunt down terrorists behind Niger attack. Finally, in the Daily Post this morning, we have national shame. Peter Obi reacts to terrorist attacks in Niger State. Next up, we have in the Tribune newspaper, Peter Obi to federal government, time to end insecurity. That goes without saying. Next up, we have I'll not allow myself to be buried politically in 2027, says Wike. Lastly, the National Daily this morning, in the pen pushing newspaper, we have certificate saga. I resigned from Buhari's cabinet to fight for my integrity in court, says Kemi Adeosun, who used to be the former finance minister, I guess. Lastly, we have police arrest 3 suspects over burning of traditional religion practitioners' house. Those are the headlines this morning. You want to do well to get you a copy, read them online. Better still, stick around with us for the headlines that caught our eye this morning. It's been an interesting turn of events in Nigeria. When we started, everything was very, very chill. But then the deaths of this of 60 people in Niger State, that one I'm sure threw a lot of us off balance because wait, what, where, why, like what's going on, and the audacity of them to be able to do that. And if you recall, one of the questions that I keep asking is where the is it abductees you should call them, the people who were kidnapped, the victims who have been kidnapped and released, how were they released? Were they released via ransom? Did anybody enter the forest and kill anybody and all of that? Because if everybody can see that there's no apparent consequence of this crime, this terrible, terrible crime, then people are going to continue to try their luck. In fact, the people involved, the same people will continue to try their luck and continue to kidnap people because they can see that we're not a serious people. We're not a serious bunch of people. So, yeah, With that being said, let's welcome our in-house analyst. Good morning, Emmanuel. How are you this morning?
Hi, Fumi. Good morning, and good to be here this morning. And I trust you're doing quite okay.
Okay, how are you? How was your weekend?
Well, very well. We thank God. Another weekend, we are here again. We push 2026 a new year, and then we just have to keep going and keep doing the right thing to make our community and our nation a better place. So it lies within you and I also to make the nation great in our own little ways and not contribute to the destruction of the nation as those who have been given power do all the time. So I think we just have to look at it. New Year, a lot of people with resolutions, but I always laugh because the best resolution you can actually have is to be a better person. And how can you be a better
Mhm.
person? It is there. Love your neighbor as yourself. You have to show love. And if you don't love, there is no better you anyway. You're just the same old wicked, uncaring, manipulative, and narcissist person that you will be. It's just in words of mouth that you say, "Oh, new year, new me." There's nothing like new year, new me when there is no love.
Yeah, happy New Year to you because we haven't spoken. We have spoken, but on newspaper review we haven't spoken this year. Happy
Yeah,
New Year to
happy.
you.
Yeah, I wish you a prosperous one.
Yeah, same to you. I find it interesting that you talk about the New Year's resolutions because we talked about that in the morning show as on the morning show this morning, and that was something I said because a lot of us when I was younger I used to do a lot of New Year resolution. My dad would say, "Oh yeah, what's your New Year resolution? Oh, it's to read my book. Oh, it's to pass." But I think that if people move it from that, I like what you said. Your resolution should really be a better person because if you're a better person, we will not be having the issues that we're having because you would be your brother's keeper. But beyond that is that we need to also move from resolutions to making goals for ourselves. Okay, what do I aim to achieve um this year? But then again, like you said, you can say you want to have one big goal, but if you're not going to put in the work, then what's the point? That's where people really fall apart. Be putting in the work, those steps behind this thing, because everybody wants to blow, everybody wants to hammer, everybody wants to be glamorous. Everybody wants to be the next Boya Whiskey or Davido or whoever. Nobody wants to put
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
work.
No, no. People put in the work, but see, the way life is ordained, you number one, some call it we call it favor spiritually, but in the world they call it luck. You sometimes have to pray that luck shines on you. There are
Mhm.
people that don't put in 10% of the effort someone else puts in, and luck shines on them.
And
Do you
luck,
know what?
very
Do you know
true.
what luck is? Luck is the funniest thing that you take off from your house. You can't reach your goal if luck or favor doesn't shine on you. You leave your house,
Mm-hmm.
you come back in ill and healthy, nothing is wrong with you. That's luck, or they might call it favor because a lot of people left and they didn't come back. So you have to have an element of
Yeah.
luck or favor to even achieve your goal because you might put in 100%, and if you don't receive mercy or luck doesn't shine on you, it's going to be hard. So, and well, he said, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy on. So it is in choosing, and you just have to be ready and pray that you are part of those who will get the mercy. So if you get the mercy, 5% of your effort will be like you've put in 1,000%. And if there's no
Mm-hmm.
mercy, someone putting in 1,000% will be as if he has not put in anything for the year. So I think it's just the dynamics of the world we live in
Yeah.
that uh, effort is good, just keep pushing. Hard work is good, just keep pushing. But just pray that God shines and luck shines and favor and mercy shines on your hard work. And then that's when you see the supernatural speed. Some people are billionaires today, not because they work 100%, there are people that work 100% than them, but they add that favor and they are where they are today. So you just have to
Mm-hmm.
also pray that no matter the effort I put in, no matter the goal I set, no matter the target I reach in
Yeah.
2026, as I love my neighbor, I practice love, and does open unto me that God should also give you that element of favor and luck. I've seen that make people commissioner, make people advisor, just favor and luck. When God is involved, like everything becomes easy for you.
Well said. Well said. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's get into it this morning. I'm conflicted as to which one we should take first because everywhere is just hot. Um, so we have I'll let you choose. We have I'm sure you have them with them. I really want to talk about the ADC ticket, Obi Kwankwa. So, uh, actually, no, I know what I'm going to start with because we talked about it last week. But I'm going to start from Wiki, and that's from the Tribune newspaper. And all through last week, I kept on, and toward the end of the year, I kept on saying, when Rose was asking me, "Oh, what was your plan for 2026?" And I said, "I'm going to start moving with the audacity of Wiki." And because I just realized that the man is very audacious, and if maybe we're moving with that kind of audacity, we will not be. I don't know. That's my goal for this year. And I read quite a few articles on this one, on this whole Wike Fubara situation, and it seems like he is coming vehemently or aggressively against Fubara. There was a particular article I read where even the excuse me, APC in River State, they say they will support whatever Wiki says. PDP in River State says they will support whatever Wiki says. Shea Tinubu's coalition group, something, yeah, says they will do. Everybody seems to be following what Wiki says. And I'm so confused because what exactly is happening? I'd actually like to know your thoughts because last I checked, he's not he's not the person that determines who gets to be the governor, the next governor, or whether Fubara is going to still remain as the incumbent governor come 2027. What exactly is going on? Why does he have so much power? I remember asking a question last week. I said, is it that the president is not seeing all these statements that he's making, or is that they need him to do it because it serves their own purpose? That is, it serves the president's purpose, it serves APC's purpose. Like, can you, maybe you have an idea?
Well, for me, whom the God will make mad, whom the God will destroy, the first make
He
mad.
would make mad first, yeah.
That is the irony of what we're saying. But let me tell you something. The criticism of Similaye Fubara started again, I think around December 9 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
when he defected to the All Progressive Congress. Now, what is happening to Wike is the fact that he doesn't have a hold of APC structure. He's not a member of the APC. So, as it stands in the APC, the governor is the leader of the party in the state. And
Mm-hmm.
this is one thing Wike cannot stand. He's not a member of the APC, but with his defection to the APC, with the support of the Progressive Governors Forum, Fubara, that had no power before, seems to now have a power that
Mm-hmm.
is very dangerous. And this is one thing Wike is afraid of. Because as it stands right now, outside Wike being a minister, that is still making him relevant. If Tinubu takes away the ministerial slots, peradventure Bola Ahmed Tinubu makes it to the second term, and Fubara also makes it to the second term through APC, Fubara will be the one to nominate a minister from his state to the president. And you can be
Right.
sure that Wike might not return in that capacity except Bola Ahmed Tinubu favors him.
Right.
Now, Wike has
Mm-hmm.
been someone that has held on to power. When I mean power, political power, by bargaining and being the alpha and omega in decision making. But they
Mm-hmm.
never expected the silent move of Fubara to the APC. And Fubara joining APC now seems to have given him more power, because when he was in PDP, PDP was a house divided against itself that
Mm-hmm.
seems to crumble and was on his way to crumble. And there was no protection from him because Wike held PDP by the balls. But as it stands now, due to the alignment of Fubara with a southeastern governor who also is so powerful within the Progressive Governors Forum bloc, Fubara seems now to have more headway. And there is no way there can be a second state of emergency in Delta State, because the Progressive Governors Forum would not accept it under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The
Right.
Progressive Governors Forum are one of the most powerful, because Tinubu needs them, and they've been able to sway governors to Tinubu's side. So
Okay.
now Tinubu also listens to them a bit. Don't forget that the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, apart from being in Imo State, is also a resident of Aso Villa, because there's no video or picture coming that you will not see Opu Zodima in Aso Rock. And any time Fubara has gone to Aso Rock, most times you will have seen Opu Zodima with him. So the power block is shifting, because now Wike is also trying to play politics in Imo by putting Samuel Anyanwu to contest for the next governorship election. So what you are doing to me in my state, I will do to you in your state. So when you see, it's not only Fubara. Okay, he's just fighting Fubara on the surface because he doesn't have the courage enough to go after Opus Odima. But when you look at what is happening, the politics is deeper than we thought. And Wike has been on a thank you visit to local government in Rivers State. And I keep asking, why are you on a thank you visit? What have you done? You're FCT minister, you're going on thank you visit up and down. You're not even the governor. What is happening? And when you look at the visit, it has been ranting and ranting and ranting. That's why I said, whom the God to whom the God we make to whom God will destroy, the first make mad. Because I've seen him, this is not something that political you do. Don't forget that I told you that I was going to do a press conference after we had the fire share expose that on a TV station that weekend we do a press conference, and majority of the press conference will be about Sheyi Makinde and Fubara. If I was wrong, you can tell me, but I wasn't wrong. That was what he did, almost the 1 hour 40 minutes that he did press conference. No issue. There is issue of what is it called, waste disposal in Abuja, insecurity in Abuja, but that's what he chose to talk about. Because see, if Fubara is able to kill him politically, he's going to be buried. He's right. You know, they can kill you and keep you, but it's going to bury him. And the way it's going, Fubara wants to bury him at this point, because the way Fubara has been speaking, look at what he just did. Fubara has been making moves. Fubara knows that the Martin led house would not accept his commissioner nominees. He brought back his people and made all of them special advisors. That is the way it works. He brought back his people and made, there was peace until Fubara moved to the APC. And that is why. And Wike cannot move to the APC. And they are also telling him that he needs to make a decision whether he wants to be the PDP. Because now the PDP you said you will hold for us, the PDP is not even holding itself again. We are having headache with the ADC. So now, what can you do for us to scatter the ADC? There's nothing. So you've done the PDP now. There's no electoral value you are holding on to PDP, because most of the gladiators had moved, and some of them will still move from the PDP to the APC. So the PDP will become an open casket that all will see. But now, what is your political value to us as the ruling party? Because we've seen you, the way you've dealt with PDP, you can't deal with ADC like that. They won't even allow it. So now, what is your political value? Your political value now is reverse vote. I will give you reverse vote. I will give you everything of reverse vote. But now, that seems to be with Fubara. The National Secretary of the APC was speaking, I think, 2 days ago, and was condemning the national vice chairman South that was speaking and was calling Fubara so-called governor. And he said, no, in their own party, the governor is the main man. And the vice chairman South of the APC is wrong. That it doesn't matter his political affiliation to anybody. He must respect protocol. He must respect institution that has been put in place. That he can't call a governor, a sitting governor, so-called governor, and he's wrong in that aspect. So that is the problem. That is where we have the issue. That is something that Wike and co were not expecting, the Fubara move. Don't forget, the Martin-led group were the first to join APC, and then a few days later, Fubara declared. And since that time, Fubara has been flying. He has been talking without fear. He has been saying, Fubara said some people are backing. Some people are backing. Wike came on and said, he said they are backing, but they back to making. I'm like, he didn't even mention your name. Fubara has been playing the mature man since he joined APC, and he has been getting under Wike's skin, no matter. Just simple move. Wike went to the lowland in River State and was making mouth. But when he went to the upland, that's the riverine areas, he was begging them not to get involved when it comes to election. He was making mouth in some local government. But when he got to another local government, was making mouth. And don't even forget that we have Magnus Abe, who has decided to deal with Wike at this point, mobilizing youth in his own background, Obiakpo local government, to declare for Sim Fubara. So Wike is fighting a whole lot of battle. He's still fighting the PDP battle. He's still fighting, because if the court rules now that the Turaki-led faction is the authentic faction, then his suspension from the PDP is complete, and actually stands, except the court rules that the Turaki-led faction is not the faction, is not the legitimate faction. That's when he has a political party. But if the court rules otherwise, Wike doesn't even have a political party again, because those ones, they've expelled him they've issued a certificate of expulsion. Next thing is, I'm very sure they just print his name in front of dailies that
Eh.
expelled. So now he's fighting a lot of battle for political survival. And that is what comes in when pride comes into human being.
Hmm.
When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. That was something, a verse I learned as earlier as 6-year-old boy,
Hmm.
because it has to follow you everywhere, no matter who you think you are. See, power is transient. We had the time in River State, and river politics is dynamic. We had the time in River State, Peter Odili held on to power. Peter
Yeah.
Odili brought them up. First, it went to Rotimi Amechi. Rotimi
Mm-hmm.
Amechi did his own, then Wike came. Then Wike is also holding on to power. See, in Rivers politics, one thing has strive is betrayal, and that is something about Nigerian politics, because it is not based on ideology. Politics in Nigeria is not based on ideology. It is based on selfish interest,
Hmm.
not interest for the citizen, but interest of the political class who wants to hold on to power and ensure that they are relevant. Because outside the ruling party, most Nigerian politicians are not relevant. I think the first time in a long time that we're going to see a politician that is relevant outside being in the ruling party has been Peter Obi, who has been dragging the ruling party by their neck. So I think they need to learn opposition play in politics. But opposition play in politics is hard, because most of them make their money from politics, and outside politics, they are nothing.
Yeah.
That is why they will struggle to remain in power. So no matter what Wike has done outside politics, I don't think he has any relevance to what he's doing. So it's going to be a long drawn battle, because it's not only
Hmm.
Fubara. Fubara now has people who are backing him up, who are governors, to fight. The APC national chairman came and said Fubara is the leader in the state, that
Hmm.
that if Fubara seek re-election and he wins the primary, they will support him. And Wike is saying Fubara cannot seek re-election. Number one, that is a gross violation of Fubara's fundamental human right, because every citizen owes a right to contest and be voted for. I remember the case of Akiwumi Ambode when he had the issue. They didn't even stop him from seeking re-election. They only find a pattern to rule him out after the premise. So this is what happened. I'm sorry, I'm not shaking it. I'm just saying they played it in a way that, oh, we can't stop him from seeking re-election. It is fundamental human right. And then
Mm-hmm.
what did they do? They found a way. We know the way that they were able to like push him out from the premise, and he went
Mm-hmm.
his way. Now, if he had been denied the right to contest, whether it was a free and fair premise, I think
Yeah.
only the APC delegates then that voted would be able to say, because I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
part of them. But from what we see, we have our own reservation, our own opinion. And thank God my opinion is personal to me and yours is personal to you. So what we've been able to see over the years is the fact that every Nigerian citizen has a right. Even if my political party, don't forget that when Sule Lamido, former Jigawa state governor, was put out, was skimmed, not put out, was skimmed out of the PDP premise, PDP convention that is now in court, that took place in Ibadan. He went to court that he has a right, having satisfied the requirements. See, once you meet the requirements, you have a right. You have a right, if you have your political party for me, to contest for the post, for the office of the president, except only you and your husband will vote for you, because you've seen people that just themselves and their husband. I don't want to mention a name, but I have someone that has been contesting every year, and the last PDP primaries, he didn't even have a vote. But it is his right. Nobody will deny him that right to contest. But when
Mm-hmm.
you say that, no, Fubara must not go for second term, Fubara must not go for second term, I ask Wike, are you the law?
Mm-hmm.
See, we have
And
to
that's where it
stop the
is really, yeah.
arrogance of the political class who feels they can wake up and speak anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are going to be setting a precedent, and I don't like bad precedents to be set. Can Fubara contest? Yes. If you don't want him, then you go and work your stuff in the primaries. But shame, you are not part of the APC. That's why you are crying, because you know that
Mm-hmm.
PDP, you can skim him out. But now he's in the APC. If other governors support him and if he has his way, he's going to get the ticket. And with the power that Fubara is having, he's afraid that the president might choose to just stay with Fubara and work with Fubara. So it's a lot for Wike, and I pity him this period, because I said sometimes it is very, very hard. When I mean very, very hard, to do to fight on multiple fronts and win. You can't open
Oh yeah.
battlefront on multiple fronts and win. If he's not looking at it, you look at Nigerians' fight against insurgents, where we've opened up the northeast, the northwest, the north central, and it's stretching us thin. And I believe he's a smart man because he has survived from grassroots up to now. But there
Mm-hmm.
comes a time when you have to know that let me align to remain relevant. We've seen political leaders, godfathers, align to remain relevant. But Rivers State has been a state that has never allowed godfatherism to thrive in their politics. And don't forget
Mm-hmm.
what most river people does. Now the thriving job in Rivers is just know how to sing, form a band, form a song. Is that for Wike or for Fubara? Just form a
Good
song.
Lord.
And I think part of itself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is enjoying part of it because they're also giving him songs. So now you see, I see a state with potential just rubbing the mess of political gladiators. And I see
Mm.
people who should be leaders of tomorrow rubbing their stomach because rubbing the heads of those who are there. See, most of them, once they see that Wiki has lost now, they will compose
They
another song for
moved.
Fubara, move
Oh
to
yeah.
Fubara. Once
Mm-hmm.
Fubara loses now, they will go to Wiki and sing for Wiki that they are sorry, but now Wiki is the leader. There's only one Wiki. Go online, you see different political songs. And I think at this point, maybe by December, we are going to have Rivers album, top Rivers songs. And it's going to be whether Wiki or Fubara because I look at elderly men, fathers, and I see them every
Grandfathers,
time,
maybe.
what they
Hmm.
do, and I laugh. See, for me, before as I said, to whom the gods
Will
will make
destroy.
mad, will
They
destroy,
will
they will first make mad.
destroy.
And that is, I think, an ancient Greek proverb or something.
Yeah.
So when you see people running like this, I think Wike should be careful. And he has said it himself. If Fubara enters, they are going to bury him politically.
I'm
So
done
he
for.
knows that he's on the path to destruction. And what he needs to
Mm.
just do is look at himself, calm down, and have a conversation. Politicians are interested in interest. And if Fubara interest aligns with Tinubu to deliver rivers, then Fubara stands. And no matter what, Wike goes. So that is the irony, and that is why Nyesom Wike has been running around rivers every day doing thank you visits, setting up stage. But what it is thank you visits? They don't mention infrastructure. Don't forget that, see, people of history will only tell you that it was only second term that Wike became an active governor. In the first term, nothing was like done in Rivers State like that. But second term, that's when they started building flyovers up and down, about 12 of them or so. But in the
Yeah, but
first term, we didn't see the dividends of democracy from him. But because he had an ambition to be president, we saw the dividends of democracy through flyovers and I don't know other things in Rivers. But the truth now is, most Nigerians are looking back and are saying, yo, Atiku and Tambuwa, thank you for skimming Wike out because we can't imagine having this kind of person as our president. Because
hmm.
if they are not skimmed him out, I think we would have stand the chance. United PDP would have defeated APC there. But they skimmed him out and look at it today. The man who said he can never be a minister, the man who said he can never work with APC, the man who said this and that, and then you expect me to believe him? No, believe a politician at your own risks.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was exhaustive. Interesting. You have quite a way of telling story. Is this telling story? Of talking about factual things in a very relatable way. I laughed so much when you're talking about the songs because yes, a lot of songs came from there. I think for me is the fact that we know that River State is very pivotal when it comes to elections and all of that. So that's why there's always that higi haga. Let me put it that way in River State. The phone lines are now open 07000 You can call our toll free line or 800 1237 or 800 You can text or WhatsApp us on 08155 or 0703 537. Those are the numbers to call and text. Remember that we're live on YouTube at WFM 917 and you can listen to us on the go via our website www.wfm917.com. Okay, let's take some messages before we go to the next headline. All these wicked supporters just want chop some dollars. Dude has been outplayed by gamers way past him. Soon Fubara would bring his own minister, and all men will align. No man fit play God and succeed. Absolutely impossible. Wike is fast becoming a political orphan. Away. That's from Olusoga Ajayi from Odonlai Korodum. He also says some government policies are not in favor of the people, and when the people decide to protest against it, the APC government calls it political. This is a protest that has not even taken place. It is not even confirmed that there is a plan for that. Rather, ordinary rumors are still flying in the air, and it's already political. Thank you so much for your message. I'm not sure what protest you're talking about. If you can send the text to clarify, thank you. Lastly, we have this one from Mayor. He says, "Let me manage to say good morning to you all in the studio. Good morning, because saying good morning means that I'm happy concerning the killings and kidnappings in the land. No reasonable human being will be happy of what is going on in Nigeria, except the person is the saddest. Fellow citizens, the insecurities in Nigeria can never be over until the names of the sponsors of Boko Haram and bandits are released. But I doubt if Tinubu will do that, since late Buhari refused to do that also. Releasing the names is going to be a suicide mission for APC because some people in power today are members or sponsors of Boko Haram. And bandits, no more, no less. It's like telling the Lagos State government, beg your pardon, should disband the Agberos, known as thugs in Nigeria or in Lagos. Anything that is useful to the government will not be easily disbanded because they need them during elections. The only hope we have now is you're calling. Let me just tell you, please don't call on the President of America, because have you seen what happened in Venezuela? I was reading this one, I was just like, please God, what is happening? So no. I remember Miriam was saying to me, what gives them the right to even do that? I was like, Amamio, if you ask me, who will I ask? I don't know. But yeah, next up we have this one from Onyema Robert. He says, "Good morning, WFM and Emmanuel. On Wike, he is tossing a coin with two heads, and Abuja knows that either way, Wike or Fubara may favor him in the next elections. On terrorist attack in Niger State, I am shocked that everybody, including the president, is using the word terrorist. This is a tag that everyone was afraid to use, including the presidency, thanks to Donald Trump. I was expecting to get more information from your analyst over what happened in Venezuela last Saturday. Coming back home, I also want him to compare the situation in Venezuela to that of Nigeria and what to expect." Emmanuel, did you see what happened in Venezuela on Saturday?
Yes, definitely. Some of us had predicted this. Venezuela has been about two things. Don't forget that the United States also annexed Greenland. Greenland is part of, I think, Denmark and under NATO. But at this point, Trump seems to go about and can bully anybody that can find in his way. Venezuela is purely about the.
Hold on a minute. I think we have a call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Emmanuel. Good morning. Happy New Year to everyone this morning.
Good morning and Happy New Year.
Good morning. How are you doing? Mr. Emmanuel, where's my chicken?
Do we still have chicken?
You let it alone, Abi.
Emmanuel.
Did you hear that?
No,
did you hear that?
Of chickens like back then when I was little.
Mr. Wally will catch you, don't worry. I'm going to hand you over to her.
Please do. Mr. Emmanuel, in fact, you have exhausted the whole discourse this morning. And honestly, I like the angle you come from. With Fumi's questions, you just do justice to everything. But there's something you said. You said you pity Wike. Mr. Emmanuel, why would you say you pity Wike? If Wike, they act like bulldozer, who does he pity? He doesn't care what happens along his path. I don't pity Wike. Because to me, let me make a proverb, because you have been making proverbs since. Let me make a proverb. Wike, and whoever is listening on behalf of Wike, he who brings in a wood infested with worms has invited the lizards to supper. And whatever he sees after bringing in that wood, honestly, it is going to be on his head. And I have no pity whatsoever. No pity for him. I have said it time and again that Wike will soon be discarded like a badly soaked orange. And I'm so happy And this is playing out before my very eyes in my lifetime. See, Wike thought he was the almighty godfather in politics till he met his match in Fubara. You know, yes, now he has been doing it, but will not be today. Till he met his match in this guy. Pride, like you said, Mr. Emmanuel, goeth before a fall, and a horse's spirit comes first before a destruction. And as it stands, Wike is about to come tumbling down like the proverbial Humpty Dumpty. Nobody will super glue or celebrate him. And I'll be so happy if this happens. The reason I'm happy about this is this. You would wonder why. I hope this serves as a deterrent to most people who hold on to power without remembering tomorrow. They hold on to power for too long, and there are people at one point or the other held their godsons by the jugular, snuffing life out of them, and they are forgetting the fact that life itself is ephemeral and power is transient. Whatever gives, know that you are here today, tomorrow you will no longer be there. So if Wike has people advising him, although I know he doesn't even listen to advice, he's the judge and the jury, the emperor, the conqueror, that is who he is. If he's not listening to advice, now is the time for him to take a retrospective look at what is happening to himself and start shifting tables. Start seeing what he has done and undo it if possible. See, this stronger that he's doing, he should at this point advise himself before he totally breaks or wreck himself. I am happy, I don't pity him. I pray things crumble as fast as possible with Wike. I pray not his life now. Every card he has been playing on the table, I pray it crumbles like a pack of cards so that other people watching what he has done and looking at what he has done, this has a difference to them. This life, nothing goes or nothing lasts forever. Well, good morning, Mr. Emmanuel. You owe me chicken. Full me love. Where is Rose?
No problem.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think I just want to touch on that Venezuela a bit so that we can give clarity. What is happening in Venezuela is majorly about the natural resources. See, when we have, I think we have light crude oil, which some countries do have. We have, I think it's in medium oil, and we have the thick one. What you find in Venezuela, which has the largest deposits of oil in the world, is the thick one. Refineries in the United States are built not to process the light crude oil. Most of them are built to process the thick crude oil. So if you do your research about it, you see the difference in color, information, and all. Now, apart from the crude oil, Venezuela also has a very large deposit of gold, more than the whole of Africa. Now, what is happening now is power tussle, because China and Russia are all interested. Maduro doesn't send Trump. The same Maduro that Biden and Kamala Harris led administration put a bounty on his head back then, returned. He has not been a Democrat himself, so I don't blame that. But what has happened is not about democracy or the fact that the United States cares about Venezuela. No, they care about their own economy. And with Venezuela shifting away, the economy will be in jeopardy. And they need the access to the largest oil reserve in the world and also gold reserve in the world. Venezuela is just a land filled with a lot of natural resources. And this is why Trump didn't lie about that. See, you might not like Trump, but Trump will tell you why he's coming for you. He didn't lie about it. He said he's coming. It's the economic aspect he's coming for. Even the opposition that thought that he was going to hand over power to them, he said, no, we are going to govern Venezuela and all this, which is very bad. And it seems that there are not a lot of people that can talk to the United States, because who wants to speak to a country that has 1 billion USD in budget? How much is our own budget? Our own total budget, but
That's
they have 1 billion USD just for defense budget alone. They have the highest fleet when it comes to submarines, when it comes to aircraft carriers, when it comes to this. So it's as if they just come in and bully. So countries that they don't go into bully are countries that have given value. As small as Taiwan is, have you seen the way China and US, they've been so careful about Taiwan? Because Taiwan built semiconductors and all those chips in your phone is coming from Taiwan. So it's an economic hub that they can't afford to mess with. So when countries don't have value, this is what happens to them. And this is a lesson for Nigeria, that you need to create value for yourself economically, so that you see, if Nigeria has value economically, they would have invited Tinubu to Washington to have a conversation with him. But instead, they are the one putting out tweets that they attack terrorist base, and then we have to follow suit. This is what, so you need value. And what we're seeing now is in Venezuela is not for democracy, it is for economic survival and also economic development of the United States, because they need access to Venezuela's thick oil. They have one of the best. And what you're going to see now that will affect Nigeria is the fact that once Trump takes control, he can drop the price of a barrel to $50 per barrel, if not $40 per barrel, because he wants to handicap Russia also, so that Russia can end. So you're going to see a lot of geopolitics play out. And at this point, we Nigeria that we are operating, don't forget Nigeria, we are operating 3 circle budgets. 2024 appropriation, we are not done with the budget. 2025 appropriation, I'm going to 2026. I've never in my life, I'm still young, seen a country operating 3 budgets, 3 circle budgets like Nigeria. Now, what will happen is 2026 budget, we've based it on 67, I think about 67 USD per barrel. Now, if Trump decides to do the Trump way and say that no, US is selling at $30 per barrel, we're in a crisis. Last year, we didn't meet up our target. While Edu said we didn't even make half of the money that we are claiming to make. And our budget was about 40 or 50 something trillion now. We've based it on $67 per barrel. What happens if international trade shifts in all this? So it's going to be a long dynamics, and you have to just sit down, watch, and study and be able to project. This is where I expect those in government to be active. But rather, it's just fighting on Twitter that most of them knows.
Okay, let's take this one. Happy New Year to my people. Prince is back and chose to listen this morning, as the point of discourse is non-national and has no benefit to my increase in 2026. You will hear my voice from Thursday. Thank you all for the opportunity to be part of the wave again in 2026. Let's do it again together. Prince Emmanuel Felix Akoti. I really like your message this morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Fumi. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning.
Where is Madam Rose? Good morning. Where is Madam Rose? In short, she has been doing pretty well since you are not around, Mr. Emmanuel. Give kudos to her. How she analyzed, and you have taught, in short, if you really learn a lot from you and Adeyemi, how she has analyzed every just the way you are. There's no other better way to start than the way you have started this morning. And I try to agree with you 100%. And I didn't need to repeat what you have really said. So in Nigeria, I don't really say this is a new year, Mr. Manuel. Let me wish all of you happy new year. And God that I brought it. Because this month, you remember, not everybody say happy new year for January still alive. Many have gone. Anybody can leave this for that. If you take it easy, anywhere we are, as we rightly say, love. That's what Christianity stands for. That's what Christ and that's what God stands for. And if we have that love with one another, I don't know what is happening today. Because we don't love one another, we don't love our nation. As we rightly say, I don't need to repeat what you have just said it for. And God will give you more wisdom, money, and more understanding. Nigeria, we should always do the right thing anywhere we are. We want a better Nigeria. If you keep on doing the same thing, you cannot do different. One difference is let us do things in a different way, in a godly way, in the fear of God, so they can move this thing forward. So move nation forward, it all depends on you and I, anywhere we are. You can't say because Mr. A is doing the right thing, you also will do. Remember, God is watching. Mr. A go to help, I will go to help. We should see example anywhere we are. God has placed to set example to other people come. God bless you, God bless you. Nigeria will be great again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Dixon, for your message. This message probably take the next one.
Your call has been played.
But the man was accused of being a drug lord that has a cartel that works with I'm not sure what this message means. Can you please send it again? I cannot follow. It seems like a continuation to something. Okay, this one is Niger State. This is from the Premium Times newspaper. On Saturday, some students of St. Mary's Private Catholic School, primary and secondary schools, were abducted once again by terrorists in the area. Yeah, and also in the fresh attack, terrorists have killed about 35 villagers, including women and children, in the Kasuman, Daji, and Kaima communities. Rose is laughing at me because my Hausa, please tell Rose to teach me Hausa. Finish. And they killed about 37 people as well. Um, the director of communications in the Catholic Church there said that the parish priest narrowly escaped because apparently he was the one they wanted to take. They wanted the and then the terrorists had visited the mission house 3 days before this day. They destroyed some religious items, took away some motorcycles, and cash of over 200,000. They really were looking for the priest, but he escaped. Some villagers and some children were abducted. This is really, really sad news to wake up to. This is really sad news to look at. And the president has condemned the attack and ordered security operatives to free the captives. When I was reading the headlines this morning, I was like, who is he speaking to directly? Like, what are we doing? Oh, free them, oh, free them. But are we seeing any actionable thing happening? Let me not. Yes, please, Emmanuel, because we've run out of time.
I think basically the fights against the insurgents has actually increased since we had the Christmas Day gift by Donald Trump on our sovereign land. And you've seen now that every day the Nigeria Air Force, Nigeria Army seems to be making a little bit of progress. But it's going to be hard because, see, I think on this program I've spoken about Bogun local government and the fact that what was formerly known as the Kanji National Park is now a shadow of itself. The Kanji National Park that was established, I think, in 1978, extends into three main sectors. We have the Bogu Game Reserve, the Zunguma Game Reserve, and the surrounding Kanji Lake. So when you travel that axis, you will see that from Ibi, that's the last time, you can travel about an hour, 30 minutes. You are passing through the Kanji Game Reserve without seeing any other town. And the presence of this group has been in that axis for a period of more than 80 years, as far as I know. So they've allowed them to grow.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen attacks in the area they call the Wawa area of Kanji. There's a place called Wawa in the Bogu Game Reserve. Even the game reserve is no longer functioning. It's just a bush because there's no elephant there again, no wild animal there again. It was established and it is quite a big area. I think 5,341 square kilometer or something. So it's actually a wide area that is very hard to manage. And at this point, we also had the members of representative representing the Bogu and one other local government constituency that was attacked the other day traveling that axis. So Bogu local government has been a place that has seen insurgency in clusters. But at this point, they need to take it serious because that same Bogu local government is bounding Benin Republic. So it's actually a wide expanse of land. And I think at this point, what we should be looking at is how to flush out those guys hibernating in those forests. The presence of any terrorist group in Nigeria has been attributed to forest, whereby they migrate from forest line to forest line, entering different states. And while there's been a lot of activities in the northwest and northeastern part of the country over the last 1-2 weeks, flushing them out, most of them will be relocating and they will be relocating to places where there is less heat and trying to also make a statement. So I think at this point, the Nigerian Air Force, the Chief of Defense Staff, should focus also effort on flushing them out from this area. Because right there from Bogu, they can move to Kayaman local government area of Kwara State. Kayaman local government area of Kwara State, you can move to Oyo State. Because you move out of traveling through the Kishi Igbo axis, you move out of Kwara State, enter Oyo State, and go back into Kwara State. That's the way it is. We are traveling by road to those areas. So imagine them in Kayama, they will be able to move to part of Oyo. Moving to part of Oyo, they be able to. So when I keep telling people that you are saying, oh, it's not us, it's not us. Being us is just a step away. And there has to be a clear action plan to stop it from being us. So it's going to be a long battle, but it's very sad But one thing I saw is the response by the government, because this was very fast. Even the president in faraway France or wherever he is, tweeting and saying he has directed. Before, we wait for days. But I think since Trump New Year's gift, all of them have been sitting up trying
Christmas
to
gift
prove a
given.
point. So I think let's see whether the Chief of Defense Staff and the Minister for Defense will be able, Intelligence Service, to be able to actually give us an actionable plan to stop this. But we want it stopped. We want it stopped. IEDs also blew up soldiers in Borno State. We want it stopped. We can't wake up and what we are getting, apart from all this wicked drama and co, we are getting is all this news. We want all this news stopped. We can still do a bit with wicked drama, but we want the killings and the kidnapping stopped, because Fuji House of Commotion is still okay for us when we see wicked football and co fighting. But this is not palatable, and that's to stop.
I'm going to act like you just tag them with Fuji House of Commotion. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for coming on the show. As always, it's a pleasure. It's a delight to have you on. Happy New Year once again to you. With that being said, we
Thank
have
you
come
very
to
much.
the end of the newspaper review segment of the Full Breakfast Show this morning. Many thanks to Mary. I'm in the studio. Many thanks to you, Emmanuel, for today's edition of the newspaper review. At 9 o'clock is the news, 9:05 is her lens, 10 a.m. is Radio Doctor. We have so much in store for you. With that being said, see you tomorrow for another edition of the newspaper review segment on Women Radio 91.7 FM. My name is Fumi Bangala. Do have a lovely day.